I'm going to teach you the best spec items, perks, passives, everything for the Devastator, which is the tank class in Outriders WorldSlayer. Let's get right into it, alright? Now, I just want to tell you right now that this expansion has massive power creep, and let me show you what I mean by that, okay? So, I've been playing this game for like one single day, alright? And let me show you just how crazy it compares, alright? It is insane. So here on the left is me. I have 17 of these ascension levels. I'm averaging a gear score level of 47. I'm also a tank class, mind you. Guy in the middle is, he's been playing for a very long time. He's just level 30, which means that he's been playing on the old system. He does not have the WorldSlayer expansion, hence he doesn't have these, ascension levels. But he has an insanely high average of 46, which was really high for the base game, okay? And then this guy on the right, he also has the Head Start game, so he's been playing early too, just like me. And he's averaging 42. So this guy has also only been playing for about one day, all right? But you can see that even though he is the highest DPS class in the game, he has the lowest DPS compared to this guy who is literally in God tier super gear, for the old base game, and then me with just my crappy regular normal items, but I have the expansion. So let's take a look at it too real quick, alright? Just real quick. So I dealt way more damage than him with less accuracy, and I have way more crits, I block more damage, I take more damage, I didn't get downed one single time. I want to tell you about healing. I out-healed both of them, and I'm a tank class, I'm not a healer. I also dealt more damage, got more kills. I also generated way more shield than both these guys, and I'm not even a shield. I know I'm a tank, but the tank class is not a shield class. So I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. It is super simple, guys. So here it is. It's really nuts, all right? First off, I just want to show you just my class and skills. So I'm going straight into the Vanquisher DPS tree. You'll notice that I don't have a single point in tanking or spell casting. It's all in guns, okay? So if you just follow here, I've got weapon damage, armor breaker, just the usual stuff, but I also went ahead and got assault adept because we're using submachine guns and auto shotguns. Now, we're not really powering up the shotgun because it's just trash clear. It's not for boss clear or sustain. All right, so we have champion there. We have assault master. Now, if I could change one thing, I might take out the dry them out perk here and then put steady hands just for slightly more headshots, though I'm pretty good at dragging my mouse downward to fight recoil. If you're on console, definitely take out dry them out and put it over here on steady hands. But just copy this, and this is going to let you absolutely win. Now, here's my PAX points, and a lot of people might disagree with this one. This is the new expansion stuff, by the way. So I went up here because I wanted hunting season. I got harvester. I went ahead and got finishing touch. Now here's where it diverges, that most people won't do this, because they want to get one of these big nodes here. But these aren't really that great. The ones on the sides are amazing. This one gives all your shots inflict bleed. So if you're AoEing an entire screen with your auto shotgun, everything's bleeding. Also, it lowers your skill cooldowns, everything you kill that is affected by bleed. That's amazing. That's way better than these big nodes, for sure. Okay, but the other one here is 20% armor piercing. That's against all targets, okay? And it also reduces cooldown, whereas this one, elitism, which is the only good one, I believe, on this side, it just gives me 30% more damage against elites, and I take 15% less damage. I'd rather have the 20% across everything and the cooldown reduction. For Ascension, I just took crit damage, and I'm doing weapon damage right now, so I'm very low leveled on this. I'm not very far in Ascension levels at all. But now, the way this works is your perks and your gear. So let's go over the gear, because this is where it's the most important part of the entire video. Your tech tree, your PAX points, all that's important, but it's not nearly as important as your inventory. But before that, let me just show you the skills. I'm using Reflect Bullet, which is a protection, Golem for protection, and Gravity Leap. Now, Gravity Leap is that's a 70% damage steroid. When you look at the last perk here, that's 70% there. And then one of these, where is it at, will give you 45%. I forget where it's at. It's somewhere. I think it's right there. No, it's on here somewhere, but it gives you 45%. There it is. Using protection skills increases weapon damage by 45%. So that is Golem and Reflect Bullets. But I'm going to get more into why I'm using Golem and Reflect Bullets. A Gravity Leap is just It's your movement skill, it's your high burst, it puts you right next to the boss, so you can just headshot them down with the submachine gun. So let's go to the weapons. Now we're going to start with the weapons. So I'm just using a submachine gun. The perks don't matter on this too much, okay? If I could have something other than improved ashen bullets, I would, but generally on your submachine gun you want shield. You want, also notice, it has weapon life leech. That's very important. It's kind of hard to find a submachine gun with weapon life leech, but you absolutely want to get that. Close range, also a really good one. Healing, you don't have to increase your healing received. You're already going to be overhealing like crazy, so it's not that important. So that third one could be long range DPS, it could be anything really. So the important perks are Shield Maiden, because as you spray your submachine gun, you also want the standard variant because it shoots faster. And you're going to be right in their face, just holding it to their head and spraying, alright? It's kind of like Fallout 2, that super ultra DPS build if you've ever seen that. But you definitely want either Ash or Freeze also, so this freezes the boss, makes their head stop bobbing around so you can get more crits in. Alright, I have Ashen Bullets. It's not as good, but it's good enough. It's fine. Now, that's your boss killer. What you do is you just hold left click on the boss's head. You're going to be full health and full shields the entire time. Even if they do a big attack, you start shooting, you're immediately topped off, okay? So for your automatic shotgun, you absolutely want Hot Blood and Perpetuum Mobile. You don't have to have Perpetuum Mobile, but it's so nice to just never have to reload. So what Hot Blood does is, the shotgun already spreads. And Hot Blood, once you hit something once to knock it below 50%, or if it's already below 50%, it like chain lightning sort of to like 3 other enemies, okay? But if you hit 3 enemies with your initial shotgun blast, then that hits 3 and 3 and 3 more enemies behind them. So you're basically just mowing down entire crowds of mobs with Hot Blood, and you're giving them burn, okay? And I'm going to get more into burn later, because burn is important. Alright, the Perpetuum Mobile just means that if you kill something, you get your ammo back, which we passively get anyway with the new expansion skills. It's still nice to have. You don't have to have it, though. Now, the pistols, I never use the pistols. I'm going to be real honest. I never pull these out ever. I don't even have a keybound. It's not keybound at all. But you want some sort of crowd control on them, like slow, freeze, just something. Maybe weaken, maybe vulnerability, toxicity. You want something on your pistols, okay? Just to tag the enemies once, debuff them, and then switch to your main kill weapons. Alright, there's really no reason to ever use these over auto shotgun for mob clear, and submachine gun for boss sustain and boss DPS. Alright, so let's get into the perks now for your armor. Armor is very important. You want all 5 of your pieces to have bonus firepower on them. Cooldown reduction, long range damage. Close range damage would be ideal, but, you know, good luck trying. Just 2 out of 3 is good enough, I think. You don't really have to have them. Though you do need bonus firepower on absolutely everything, okay? So, with that said, this one has Bloodlust, which is, this is one of your highest damage steroids, alright? And what that does is whenever you crit, you're going to get more firepower, which is your damage. And it stacks 3 times. So you're going to crit immediately 3 times by holding your submachine gun to the enemy's head and spraying them down. Stand Tall just means that you get more firepower when you're not ducking and covering, which with this build you never ever have to duck and cover, not once. You never have to like dive behind a wall. You're too tanky, you can't be killed. I'm going to show you why you can't be killed with these other armors, okay? It's really, really good. Now for the armor, again, you can have these perks on any of these pieces. They don't have to, like, you don't have to have these perks on the helmet. You don't have to have these perks on the armor chest piece, okay? You can have them anywhere, as long as you have them all, okay? So, Perseverance Shield. This is your, oh crap, the boss hit me with a big nuke attack. I think one of the stronger attacks in the game is it's like this giant metal chain gun guy, and he will do like a red chain gun laser. It will take like 10,000 of your HP away, and I have, 14,000 effective HP right now, so what this does is immediately just give you 8.8 thousand extra health as a shield every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, this is by far the best oh crap I'm about to die skill in the game. This will save your life entirely forever. If a boss drops big nukes on you and you get chain stunned and chain attacked by melee mobs, just backed into a corner, as long as you're spraying your submachine gun and this you have that perk, you're never going to die. Then damage absorber. This is the tankiest perk so far in the game. It's crazy. I mean, I'm doing tier 2 ones. I'm not going to do tier 3 ones. Tier 3 ones are really hard to hunt down. This is perks that everyone can get near the start of the game in their first few hours playing. And damage absorber is the big one. It basically gives you more armor than your entire set combined. It's insane. It's absolutely crazy. And as a Devastator, you already have an armor buff, like just a passive buff. So that is even increased further. So yeah, it always get damage absorber somewhere on your gear, perseverance shield as well. Alright, so the next ones are auto reflect. This is the big one, okay, because we use reflect bullets. Now when you normally use this skill, you hold your hand out, you can't fight while it happens, okay? But with this, it's just you immediately cast it, it's activated, you can continue shooting while you're reflecting bullets and melee attacks. And yeah, you do take some damage from it, but guess what? The reflected damage that you deal immediately is you heal from it. So it doesn't matter that you're taking damage, you're gonna heal when they shoot you. But even better is that when you reflect a bullet immediately, it stuns whoever shot the bullet at you. So what this means is that riflemen, who will just spam you down with like 100 bullets in a second, they shoot you once, they get staggered, and then they stop shooting you. And then rejuvenation means anytime that you heal from life leech or, well, the reflected bullets or just an enemy dying, you are gaining tons of firepower, anomaly power, which we don't really care about, but you also gain a ton of armor, all right? And it's every 5 seconds, or it's 4 or 5 seconds every 8 seconds. So you have 3 seconds of not having this buff. It's all right. It's not mandatory. It's just nice to have. Finally, we have burn. Okay, so blazing aegis gives you huge armor that stacks up to 3 times whenever you kill anything with burn. And basically the way it works is your shotgun is going to mow down trash mobs, and you're going to be maxed out on armor. Those trash mobs will not be able to zerg you down. They will not be able to hurt you. Like my base armor gives me 74% damage reduction, and I am not spec'd into tanking at all. If I spec full tank, I maybe get 5 to 10 more percent. But with this, with blazing aegis, it's basically the same amount as if I had completely spec'd tank mode. Without sacrificing any damage. Alright, and the bullet kindling is just more damage when enemies are burning. You don't need this one, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just more damage, and, you know, more damage is nice. Finally, we have a huge one here. What goes around? Incoming bullets have a 20% chance of being deflected. Now, riflemen will spam, like 30 bullets at you in a second. And as soon as this triggers, because it triggers per bullet, they're not going to shoot 30 rounds and then it decides what it's reflecting. They're going to shoot 1 round. That round will be reflected, and then they will be stunned and staggered, and this heals you whenever you reflect it back at them, okay? And it deals more damage than your reflect bullet's ability. So you heal, this is almost a full heal. You can AFK and just let enemies pour in and shoot at you, and they will basically die, and you will be fully healed just by having this perk alone. It's insanely overpowered. And then finally, you have untamed power. So anytime you use a skill, it just deals a bunch of damage around you. So this is just doubling down on your AoE for your slam, basically. Your what is the skill called here? It's gravity leap. So that's just double AoE. It's not really mandatory. It's nice to have because it really increases the damage that you're dealing, which is also nice. But again, it's just a freebie there. You could put many other things in there. You don't need to have it. But yeah, with that said, like, I can show you how it plays real quick if you want. It's it's super easy to play. All right, so let's go to a very crowded part of the game. You know, spoiler alert for those that might not have played. Let's go ahead and just go to, you know, the last little part of the main story here. And we have our Apocalypse Tier 12. So you can see here that the Apocalypse, it kind of ends at Tier 12, but it doesn't really. It actually ends at Tier 40. Okay, this is just one day of playing. This is just one little day. All right, and which basically puts you at gear level 47, which is thousands of hours of playing the old game. So let's go ahead and let me just show you how it works, okay? So essentially what you want to do is just spam your abilities for damage steroid, but it just makes you absolutely unkillable. Now, do note that, these enemies are skilled very high against me, so they actually deal quite a bit of damage, but I have 14,000 HP. Alright, and I'm just going to hold my shotgun, and you see how it kind of chains around? You see how they're burning and bleeding, and they're taking insane amounts of crit damage, and you can see my health just restoring immediately. I don't even really have weapon leech on the shotgun, so I'm going to fight a pretty hard elite enemy here in just a sec. I want to clear out more of the trash first, but yeah, let's clear out more of the trash. So I'm just holding left click, I'm not even aiming down sights, and I'm not even really looking where I'm aiming. I didn't kill anyone there, so I had to reload the shotgun. But we can leap to these riflemen over here. That's going to give me huge damage steroid. I can activate stone armor. That's more damage mitigation. I can activate the bullet reflect. You can see it's activated, and I'm able to move. There we go. We're just killing all the trash mobs real quick, And my HP still full. It's still full. I haven't even used my submachine gun yet. You can see we deal insane amounts of damage. I'm just holding left click, and it's brain dead. This is the most brain dead, laziest way to play this game, and it's hyper effective. It's super effective. Alright, now we can clear out the right side again because of the respawns. Now, normally these guys here would shred the hell out of you, right? So let's go ahead and kill the trash. I want the trash mobs dead. So I'm going to switch to submachine gun now. I'm going to actually activate some of my defenses because these guys hurt real bad. That red laser, you see him cast that almost will kill you. But you see how my submachine gun is just charging my shields up? And I'm not even showing you the full correct damage because these guys like to do a lot of stuns and knockbacks. But even with all of these chain gun bosses just focus firing me, plenty of riflemen still left alive. They cannot kill me. They just can't. I heal way too much damage, and I have too much armor. I have too much shielding, and I could just use a shotgun on those guys to kill them faster. But I can just activate my defensives, just to hold left click onto his head, and he's done. He's just donezo. All right. Yes, DPS classes can out DPS us in a DPS race against a single target. That's not what this is about. This is about infinite, endless survivability, the lazy and easy way. Now, if you start noticing your health, get down kind of like mine did a little bit, then you just switch to your submachine gun and you just spray them in the head. And see, he can't move because he's ashed. All right? Just land next to him and then just hold left click on his head. And there you go. Boss down. It's that simple. And then we're going to have two really big boys come out right here in the middle. And we're just going to do the same thing to them. Now, these guys are actually very, very difficult and tough. They also have a lot of trash mobs. Well, guess what? We have the shotgun. Shotgun is for killing those trash mobs. It doesn't matter if the big guys are tanking for them, because the shotgun just chains to everything once they're below that 50% life threshold. And they're all on fire, so remember, we have that bonus to fire, right? So let's go ahead and activate our defensive. None of these guys shoot bullets, so our reflect bullets is kind of useless here, but it's still fine, because, well, we can just kill that guy immediately. Remember, you have the leap spells. You don't even have to aim down sight, really. You can just center them on your screen. It's fine. Now, we got more trash mobs incoming. This is the last wave of trash. There we go. Now, they're actually a little scary here because, again, they're very difficult, but all I gotta do, use my defensives, hold left click, shotgun is gonna do all the work. There is a sniper behind us. So let's go ahead and take him out. There we go. Again, we're using the submachine gun. Very simple, very effective here. I'm gonna run from that guy just a bit. And yeah, he hit us, but we have our shields. The shields took the entire blunt of the damage. And just look at that damage. It's insane, okay? It's huge damage. Now, another nice feature about the expansion is you see all this loot on the ground? I don't have to bother picking it up because I can just go to the next area here. And spoiler alert, this is the last boss. One of the last bosses of the story. There's two other little side things you can do. But what that did was that looted everything for me, and then I just exit back to the menu because this is a DPS sponge. I don't really feel like fighting her, and she only drops like 3 items, so it's kind of a waste of time, really. But there you go. I'm going to go ahead and select my story point to this little area here, which is kind of like a loot dungeon, and then we can see what we got. The build is brain dead. It's fast. If you do this in groups, you're going to be a walking tank. You're going to be absorbing all the bullets. You're going to be infinitely healing yourself. Everything's going to be bleeding and on fire. And yeah, it's just crazy. So we can look at our drops here. Anything good? And the way I advise it is just like for armor, just mouse over it, see if it has what is it? Bonus firepower. Like this one has max health, so obviously it's trash. Yeah, it's got good perks, but it doesn't have bonus firepower, okay? And then go look at your weapons. Are they a submachine gun standard variant, or are they an automatic shotgun narrow variant? If not, don't worry about them. Now, one last tip for upgrading gear. If you want, the fastest way to upgrade or find good gear like this is to just run this temple, just go here and then run this in-game dungeon little area, but do it on your lowest apocalypse tier, and then just manually level it up to maximum on the crafting bench. It's going to have the same amount of power and stats as if you gruelingly went through the whole dungeon on your maximum apocalypse tier, but it's way faster to get the loot on apocalypse tier 1 and then just upgrade it on the crafting bench. And then you're all set. It's this game is super, I don't know, it's just, also, remember in the old game how hard it was to farm titanium and how hard it was to farm stuff? Watch me break all of this stuff down. Look at my titanium numbers down here, right? Look, watch. 1,844. Oh, geez. And then you can now also, by the way, another power creep moment for this new expansion is you can sell your titanium for drop pod resource. You don't even have to run the missions for drop pods anymore. Well, you go to titanium, right? And 1 titanium is equal to 2 drop pods. So if I just got 1,800 in doing that one run that I can repeat forever. So that essentially means that I can get almost 4,000 drop pods in minutes. It's that easy. It's that simple. This expansion, I don't know what they were doing. I think they're gonna nerf a bunch of stuff when they realize how easy they made progression in this game, because it's way easier than the old game, and I feel like everyone's just gonna be maxed out in a week, and then everyone's gonna quit. So anyway, I'm so Benji. Thanks for watching my Devastator guide. This class is completely broken. You can carry entire groups with this. If everyone gets down, you can just clear the entire map solo and kill all the bosses. You can have 5 bosses just chain gunning into you, and as long as you're just shooting your submachine gun at them, they can't kill you. You're basically invincible forever. So and that's even with or without spamming your abilities. It's just the most broken, overpowered, lazy, easy build that there is. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for watching my video. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, because I read every single comment, okay? I know you may be thinking, well, he's got 65,000 subscribers. You don't read every comment. Yes, I do. I don't have a job. I don't have a life or obligations. I read every comment. It's my only social interaction on this earth, okay, guys? And with that said, make sure that you subscribe, because I make videos every single day. Probably not for this game, but other games that maybe you might be interested in. Maybe you like how I talk or sound or something. Maybe you need something to watch while you eat a pizza. I don't know. But if you want to financially support me, you can click the thanks button right below this video. There's this button that says thanks. Click it. YouTube. You paid YouTube directly. It's not through PayPal or anything silly like that, okay? And that leaves a comment that shows how much you donated. So it's a big flex on everyone that didn't donate. And if you want to support me monthly, it's like, on Twitch how you can become a subscriber for $5? Well, here on YouTube, you can become a channel member. It is also $5 a month, but you get access to private, more personal videos. One of those is how to become a YouTuber, how I record these videos, how I edit these videos, how I upload them, how I tag title thumbnails, all my settings. It's 40 minutes long. I think it's worth $5. If you're interested in becoming a YouTuber and quitting your wagey job, then by all means, dump the $5 in. You won't be disappointed. And if you are, for some reason, you can always just refund it after watching the video anyway, if you want to do that. YouTube allows that for some reason. Just a tip. Whatever, man. I have faith that you'll like the video. I have them in the pinned comment. Okay, go to the comment section. There's a pinned comment by me. There is a link to a members-only playlist. So if there's something in there that you enjoy and want to see, pay the $5, become a channel member. It really helps out. It's really cool. If you do YouTube streams and chats, you get little custom emojis and stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Take care, lads.